I'm in my little camper.
There you go. What is going on, y'all? When you moving?
Next week.
Okay. Well, great. What was that going? You got a notification about live. So what is going on, y'all? This is Miss Amanda. I know people haven't tuned in yet and whatnot, so just doing a live chat for a few minutes. Going live for a few minutes. I gotta put my daughter to sleep here in a minute. We weaning her off of breastfeeding when she goes to sleep. So now I gotta. So she can't be around my wife when she goes to sleep because she'll be crying and trying to nurse. You be crying and try to nurse and stuff like that. What is going on, y'all? Can you see the comments over here?
Yeah.
You can? Okay. Everybody saying hi.
Hey.
What's going on, y'all? So yeah, this is Miss Amanda, one of my favorite people that I've met on this journey right here. I've been on for the last year and some change. One of the most powerful stories. If y'all watch Chris Cass, what's going on, lady? So if y'all watch a lot of my stuff, you know I reference Amanda, and this is her story. She wants to talk a little bit. This is her warm up. She got a podcast coming up. What's it next week?
Yeah, and what's tomorrow?
Oh, it's tomorrow. Oh, yeah, warm up for tomorrow. Okay, yay! It's a test run right here. So, I mean, you want to introduce yourself, Amanda, to the people? They say I talk too much when I have people on here. They're like, "Lee, you talk too much. You gotta let the other person talk a little bit."
There's a reason that they're following you, so just let them know. So I'm Amanda. I was married for almost 18 years to a narcissistic guy. He was extremely, emotionally, mentally, physically abusive. Got out last November, and I've had no contact now since May 1st. Met Lee on the 10th. Well, I mean, I've been watching this stuff for a couple weeks, and then I had a one-on-one with Lee, and I mean, that's helped me to really maintain everything. And I've been kind of posting my content on TikTok, funny stuff and serious stuff, and got contacted recently to be interviewed on a podcast to tell my experience as a survivor. It's pretty awesome. I'm really excited.
Hey, that's good. That's good. I'm happy for you. Like I said, because your story, your story changed. I'd have talked to hundreds. Now, I've been doing this for over a year now, so I've been talking to probably thousands of people now. I mean, and your story still is at the top. Nobody has surpassed your story. And I just watched your.
They never do.
Yeah, I was watching her video from 7 months ago earlier today. 7 months ago, Bonafide Bloom. You posted a video 7 months ago?
Probably.
Or did I post a video 7 months ago? I've been posting for a long time, so I get confused. Somebody says, "Look, see, congratulations, Miss Amanda."
Thank you, Taylor.
So that's how it look. That's how it look. I put stuff on the screen right there.
Cool.
But yeah, your story, like I said, when I talked to you the first time, we were vibing, and you had good energy, and then you was just like, "I'm just so caring" and stuff like that. And you told me your birthday, and I was like, "Look, here's my birthday." I showed you my license. So we actually had the same birthday. So you see. Astrological signs, y'all. I'm a Cancer. She's a Cancer. You see how that works? You can be a narcissist and then be a very, very caring, empathetic person as well. Astrological signs. What?
Remember, that kind of scared me. I was like, well.
Oh yeah.
Do you think I'm a narcissist? I do. Somebody just asked if I have children with him. I do not have children with him. Thank God. We were married for a really long time, but I had all my children already.
Yeah. So you married for a very long time, and you had children already. But so you were married for a very long time, but there was a break in between.
There was a very big break, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, there was a very big break because you thought you were divorced from him, but he never turned in the paperwork, right? You thought you signed the divorce papers, but he never turned in the actual paperwork for y'all to get divorced. So you actually married for over a decade without knowing it.
Yeah, for almost 11 years.
So did he try to file bigamy charges on you? Try to get you arrested?
When we went to court for a divorce, the last time out of 4 times, he tried to turn over a marriage license that I had applied for during that time, just trying to tell the judge that I was a bigamist, and she kind of laughed in his face and was like, were you guys? Because first he was trying to say, well, we weren't even together all this time. Why do I have to pay all this money?
Mm-hmm.
And then he wanted to say we were married and she should be charged with bigamy. So yeah, the judge imposed the spousal support.
He got spousal support for 18 years because he didn't file the divorce papers. Somebody asked a question right here real quick. Hold on, let me scroll back up for this question. It says, can a narcissistic person turn their victims into narcissists? I don't think that you can turn them into actual narcissists because it comes from childhood trauma when your brain is actually developing and things like that. But I think being around somebody for an extended period of time, you can actually pick up their traits. Like, you know how you're around somebody for a long time, they say, hey, y'all are actually starting to look alike. I think that can apply to personality characteristics as well. Just like if I, let's just say me and Amanda were dating for a long time, and I kept saying, buck a duck. That was my catchphrase. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, she said, buck a duck. I'm like, look at you. You know what I mean? Stuff like that does happen. You pick up on traits and things like that from other people.
Yeah, you do. And I think even with me, like I started acting out of character for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you did start acting out of character because, like I said, when I first met you, you did. I think when we first had our first one-on-one, you did ask me, "Were am I a narcissist?" Like, no, you are not a narcissist. You sitting up here in Colorado with a Black Lives Matter shirt on in the heat. You're not a narcissist. You know what I mean? But like I said, as you can see, like I said, my conversation with you, I always go back to it when I'm talking to people and they say I can't get out of it, I don't have the strength to get out of it. And I tell them your story. I just like, look, I can't really hear that because like this person did this, because he almost like your story. Like I said, when I'm hearing your story, when you tell me a story about I don't want to get too deep into it. I'll let you tell it. But like when he was the whole domestic violence stuff, and I watched the body cam footage the other day, and I was just like, wow.
It blows me away still how I acted. I mean, you can tell I was cussing, yelling, threatening the police. There was already a restraining order. And then when they finally left with him, I called their supervisor at the police department. And I said, I want my husband brought home. He's like, well, that's not going to happen. I was so angry, but it really puts you in this damaged state of mind. Like you feel like you really don't want to be there. You want to be rescued from it, but you're terrified of trying to do it alone. And my case with Michael, like he would always, like the minute anything went wrong, if whether it was him ghosting and giving me that absent silent treatment, or whether it was me, separating myself from it, he would immediately, first stop was the bank to remove all the money. And there would be checks out, and he would put me in such a financial bind that, and he would keep me there for long enough, and he would start breadcrumbing me a little. Like, oh, let me help you out with this bill that's mine, and then I would get caught up and just not have a choice. And that's exactly what happened this time. Like I got the restraining order in July, and then I ended up getting evicted. I was out of work because of COVID, and it was horrible. It was absolutely horrible. And he did that exact thing. And he, of course, whenever I got evicted and everything was hitting the ground for me, he was right there to save me. And I had surgery right after that. I had a small tumor, and then right after I got my drainage tube out from that is when this happened. Like within 10 days of me moving back there, he lost it. I mean, he started trying some of his manipulation between me and his mother, and then when I called him on it, I was firm in my boundaries with it. He couldn't handle that, and I have never been in a situation where he was punching me in the face that way. Like when he got tired of wailing on me with his right hand, he came at me with his left, and I specifically remember that. I don't know if you heard me telling the nurse that. That really caught me off guard. And then at the end of it, I'm thanking him for letting me breathe.
Yeah. So that's distinctly the part I remember right there, because you were telling me your story. Because this was when I first got started with my one-on-one. So off the rip, I got to talk to you. I was just like,
I'm sorry.
I said, what happened? And you was telling me, and you was like, yeah, he was on top of me, beating me or whatnot. And then like when you thought you were gonna die that night, did you? You thought you were gonna die. You had made your peace with God or whatever, and then you were praying, and then he finally got off of you. And then you said the first thing that you was like, when he got up off of me, the first thing I did, I like, did you run to the door and call for help? You like, nope. I went and you said you went over there and hugged him and told you thanked
I
him for
fell
not
over in
killing.
his lap. Yeah.
Yeah, sat on his lap and thanked him for not killing you. And
Yeah.
I was like, wow. And that just let me know how powerful the trauma bond is, because like,
Yeah. I laid my head over in his lap and I wrapped my arms around his thighs.
yep, face swollen, everything. Because
It
then, you know what I mean? Because then you see, like I said, the whole situation arose when the police got called, because the neighbors heard the commotion and called the police. And I saw the body cam footage, and they was like, hey, Michael, what's going on, man? He's like, nothing, I'm at home. And they drug him out of there, and you was like, you were actually still in that state of shock where you were trying to fight the police for him.
I was.
You were telling him, like, calm down, baby, don't worry about it, don't worry about it.
Like, don't resist. I had I was protesting out here when the happened. So,
and then so when that happened, they took you to the hospital. And then I noticed when I was watching the body cam watching the interview they did with you in the hospital, you were asking about his bond. You were ready to bond him out. You were ready to get him out of jail. You was like, how much is his bond? He's like, he doesn't normally get this bad. I don't know what set him off. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what happened. Like, he doesn't get this bad. You apologizing to the cops, and they're like, look, calm down. We're not worried about that. We're worried about you and why your face is full. He's like, I don't know. It's soft right here. And I was just like, oh. And I see you now. I saw you back then. I saw you now. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, I had on my face.
Yeah, and it was just the power situation. You mean I saw that, and I was like, bro, it's a super. You mean B3, appreciate the super sticker. I saw that pop up a few minutes ago.
Somebody,
yeah, but I was
happy now, and then someone asked me about my relationship with my parents. So I don't know. What do you think?
This right here.
Yeah. Okay, so with my parents, should I answer that? Yeah.
I mean,
okay, so my dad was killed in line of duty when I was 5 years old, and he was a military police investigator, and so that was pretty devastating. My mom remarried. She was 9 months pregnant when Dad was killed. I believe she has some narcissistic traits for sure. I became the person who wanted to make everyone happy when that happened. Everybody was so sad. And I remember being 5 years old and just trying so hard to make everybody else happy. And I never really was able to deal with my grief. And when I did, it was like there was pushback on me. Like I was made to feel guilty for missing Dad. And I really I love my mom. She has had a really hard life, and her mom. But I look at the cycle, like her mom was the same way that she is, and so on and so forth. And that's something I really have done my very best to stop with me.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know why. I just knew I didn't like the dynamic. But yeah, I know that she does the best she can with what she has, and I love her and I respect her.
Yeah. So I said that's the first. I didn't know your dad had passed away. So you never met your biological father? He passed away.
Yeah, I met him. I was 5 years old when he was killed. I have memories from when I was 3. Like, it's crazy. Okay. Like, I remember him, but my brothers don't. My little brother was 3, and my other brother was born 2 weeks later.
So this person says, how long did it take for you to break the trauma bond? I'm having a super hard time, and I've been 2 months no contact. How did you even get the urge to not go back? So your story is, I'm gonna answer a little bit for you. So your story, Amanda's story is a little bit different because he's actually in jail. So she might still have a little issues, like still issues with the trauma bond here and there, but he actually went to jail and she had to go testify. He had to read a victim impact statement and things like that. You know what I mean? But tell him before he went to jail, after the whole DV incident or whatever, where he got arrested. Tell him the events leading up to him actually going to jail, though. What he was doing to you, with a restraining.
I mean, let's just be real. Like, I'm not gonna lie. I was going to the hotel and taking him hot meals. I was making sure that he had warm clothes and washed clean clothes and blankets and pillows from home so he would be comfortable. I was going there with black eyes to do that. And then getting it all back and like getting his dishes and washing them. I mean, and then one day he said something that made me feel completely used and taken advantage of. It was something about his cat. And I was just like, come and get the damn cat. And, like, I'm putting her outside. I don't remember, but I just remember that was the turning point for me. And I realized he was definitely manipulating me. And because he didn't want me to testify, he didn't want those charges. He wanted to get out of it, with as small consequences possible. And I could see it. Finally, like I finally could see it. And then, so I started cooperating with the DA, and he. When I had a meeting with the DA after I finally left Fort Collins, I came back here in the mountains where I'm happy. I had to drive back for a meeting with the DA before court. Before he pled out, and they were explaining everything to me and how it was going to go. And when I stayed at a hotel that night because of the weather, and I look out the window, and I could see his work van at the hotel right next to me, parked. Like I was parked in the back of the hotel, he was parked just so that I could see it. Like he was just far enough that they couldn't do anything. But I had emails from him saying he could see me. He could see my vehicle. He could see me talking to. I had a guide, a rack on the back of my Jeep, and somebody helping me strap some stuff down to it. Just some random guy. I asked him for help, and I see you talking to that tall, lanky MF, and there's nothing I could do.
Yeah.
I think I talked to you. I think I talked to you that night.
Yeah, I think yeah, we had talked about it because you said you had like what's it, 50 feet the restraining order?
It was like 100 or 200 yards. I mean, he literally, if he was in a grocery store, if I walked into that grocery store, he had to leave because even if he didn't know I was there, if they saw him there, he was, but because he was at a different hotel, there's nothing I could do.
Yeah. So he had like literally booked a hotel close to where you were outside the range of the restraining order, so you couldn't call the police on him. Mm-hmm. So he messed with you and let you know he was watching you. I'll see how crazy.
I had a tracker on my vehicle that he was able. So my Jeep, there's a thing like you can log in with the Mocap website. And he had changed all my passwords on me, and he was logging in and watching everywhere I was going. So he knew I was in town.
Yikes.
Yeah, that's fixed now.
Yeah, I'm glad. He's in jail anyway, but like I said, I think he's at the point now. Yeah, he's at the point now where even though he's in jail, he thinks he's going to get out and come back to you, or you going to
believe that. But I've never given him a reason not to believe that.
Yeah.
And this time he's going to find out. He's going to learn today.
Yeah. He's going to learn sooner or later, like I said, but like because you're on this like empowering journey right now. You just show people what you went through. You know what I mean? Like, it's because like I feel like even in your situation, somebody asked about your kids, like what role did your kids play in this situation about you getting out? Like one of your kids is actually a police officer, isn't he? And that you were telling me that recently, that one of your kids is a police officer, but he can't. But I think it was outside his jurisdictions, so he couldn't do anything about it for like law wise. But he wanted to actually do physical harm to your ex-husband or whatnot. But he's like he couldn't tell you what to do. Like I think your kids were kind of going to cut you off if you didn't leave them alone, weren't they?
Right. I think I wouldn't have blamed them. I was really upset about that whole idea at first, but to hear them put it in the sense of like, Mom, we can't watch you choose this for yourself anymore. We can't watch this. We love you too much. I just remember. And I will say now, my daughter-in-law told me one day, this was while Michael was in jail. She said, she calls me Merm. She's like, Merm, I think that you probably should talk to your son because I think he's talking about calling the jail and putting money on somebody's books. I was like, please, just get a hold of your husband, because they live in Georgia and I'm in Colorado, and so. And while we see this as love, we see this. Okay, can I say that why we see this as love is we don't feel loved. We absolutely do not feel loved when we're being treated this way. But there's something about the beginning of the relationship, or even if it's a Hoover and you've been away from each other for a while, they give you so much to hold on to. And it's like you're reading a book. I think I've heard somebody explain it this way before. Like you're reading a book, and the beginning of the book is just, oh my, it just grips you, and it's beautiful and it's amazing. And then as you go along, it's just like, what the am I reading anymore? But you keep reading it because you're hoping it's going to get back to that really great, beginning. Like, and it's going to be beautiful again. And you hold out hope. And then eventually you're in it for all these years, and you're like, oh, I mean, I've already been in it this long. I don't want to have wasted my time.
Finish the book.
My book is done. That book is. That book is.
Yeah. Sometimes you gotta think about that. Sometimes it's time to actually put the book down. You mean it's like, okay, this book is not as good as I thought it was going to be. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna shut this book and open up my own book. You know what I mean?
And that's when a
different book.
Somebody asked earlier if I was happy now, and I have to say, I am. I'm so happy now. It's not affecting me as much as it did at all. I don't think about it every day anymore. Usually, it's only when I'm trying to talk to other people who are going through it. It weighs me down. But I'm good. I'm light. And I'm happy. And my kids are seeing that. I have to say, like, they've kept their distance from me a lot. We hang out, but last weekend, my son and daughter were like, Mom, really want you to make some fried chicken. And I made fried chicken for them and their dad and like 8 other teenagers. and it was just beautiful. And, they went out of their way to just be so thankful and just tell me how proud they were of me. Because they're seeing me do something that is hard, and I'm doing it by myself, no matter how weird my conditions have had to be. Like, you see this little camper. This is my living. Like, seriously, it's 16 feet. 16. Yeah. And you see those little, I'm so lucky look how well behaved they are.
Yeah.
But
it's 16 feet of peace, though. Yeah, 16 feet of peace and tranquility. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And, I've just been blessed one thing after the other, honest to God. It's just been amazing. My job, my work situation, I'm just completely blessed on so many levels.
16 feet of peace versus 5,000 square feet of insanity, narcissism.
Oh, I mean, when you're in that and you're with someone who says that they love you, but you're right beside them and you just feel like you're beside a stranger, you feel more alone than you've ever felt. I mean, I'll take this all day.
I've heard a saying like that before, though. Somebody said you don't ever feel. I'm gonna look it up and say I don't want to butcher that saying, but it was just like you never feel more alone than when you are with a narcissist, something like that. It's some things like that.
Yeah, well, because you guys have a way of making people feel like you don't see them. I don't know if you're as good at that. I think you probably are. I think you gotta be, to be like.
I can do that real quick.
Like, have you ever done that on purpose, you think?
I don't think sometimes I did on purpose out of anger and things like that. Mm-hmm. But a lot of times it's just like subconscious, like programming. Like it just happens. You know what I mean?
Right.
I tell people it's kind of like, how do you do it just subconsciously? It's like when you learn how to tie your shoe, it's like a difficult process. It's just like rabbit goes through the hole through the loop. You got to do the loops and stuff like that. But now you don't even have to look to tie your shoe. It's like subconscious. It's like muscle memory. Your body is conditioned to think that way and do that thing. You mean
that's probably a protective mechanism for you. Yeah.
So in that situation right there, like you see, I do anything for just 16 feet of peace. People like they want 16 feet of peace. It's like this 16 feet of peace and quiet. They get away from society and disconnect from somebody. Like
it's true.
Like 16 is 16 feet of peace, so much strength and love to you. So you got all the love in
You
here.
guys, I appreciate every one of you guys so much. Like, I really do. I mean, this kind of stuff is huge to me. Like, I don't know. Like right now, I'm just feeling so lifted up, and I have felt that way ever since we did that live last week. It's been great.
You are empowering a lot of people. That's what I say. When I tell you, I can't tell your story like you tell your story, because like when you tell your story, it's just like it's more powerful because it's your story. I can I can tell the story. I'm a storyteller. That's what I've been doing. That's what I do anyways. But like it's your story, so you know all the like little the subtle nuances and stuff like that to make it your story, to make it your own. You know what I mean? So it's your story, and you can add to it, and take it and do things like that. Wow, another live lead. Yes, Linda, I'm trying to go live more.
I like your lives; they're good. I don't know. I was watching your other page today a little bit. I don't know.
The comedy page?
No, I don't remember which. No, I think it was actually on your mental illness TikTok, and you were like hiding in a house doing your boss.
Oh.
I was cracking up. I'm like, because about the third time it played through, because I'm really bad about letting them just keep playing. I looked down and I'm like, is he hiding from?
No, I had some clients that were downstairs. I was upstairs and showing a house, and they were downstairs and they were headed upstairs. So I was just trying to hurry up and do it before I forget.
You're like looking behind you. I do that at work too.
Yeah, I might say you should start your own channel. She has an Instagram. I think she's trying to spread. She might get on YouTube, y'all. She might pop over on YouTube once she builds it up. Like I said, this is her test run. She has a podcast tomorrow that she's doing. It's like a test run. She wanted to come over here and just get on camera and feel comfortable talking to people and things like that. I do this every day. This is what I do. I'm an actor anyway. I can get in front of the camera and just I can just play. You know what I mean?
I don't know, like when I've done lives a few times by myself on TikTok. I'm just sitting there waiting for people to come in. Like, I don't know what to do.
I be just talking. I go live on TikTok. I just start talking. I start talking to myself about the stuff that I'm doing. That's just so when I'm doing that, when people come in, they just they can just jump into the party. That's what I be doing. What's going on? The truth is out.
Okay. Well, yeah. But come on, Lee. You go live and there's 1,000 people in there.
Yeah, but it wasn't always that way. I remember when I first started my TikTok last year, I used to go live. When I first got 1,000 followers, I'd go live. We'd be 9 people in there. We'd be in the chat. We'd be in there just vibing. Like three. I remember sometimes it'd be just one person, and there'd be this girl named Tiana. Her name on Insta. She has borderline personality disorder. Okay. She'd been following me since literally the first day I got on TikTok. She always hopped up my live. It would just be me and her and there talking. Just like, yeah, what's up, girl? What's up? We'd be talking, but then as I started getting bigger, she would click on there. She's like, "There's 200 people in here." I remember I used to be the only person on here. I'm like, "Yeah, there you go."
So you just started TikTok last year, huh?
I started my TikTok. I started my little comedy fun TikTok in January of last year. My mental health one started in May.
In May of 2020.
2020. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Wow. Okay. So yeah, that's crazy. You blew up.
No, it's growing. We'll see where it goes from here.
Wendy, revenge isn't even worth it. Your revenge is going to be being happy. Because I already know Mike, when he realizes how good I'm doing, he's going to start his little smear campaign and everything, but it's not going to touch me. And that is what's going to drive him crazy. It's seeing me move on and be happy all day long. Yeah. Thank you, Miss Taylor.
Why he's paying alimony for you to be happy? Or
he will be. I mean, because he made that stop because he made the divorce stop, but he's still been served again, and we'll be going to court at some point pretty soon. Mm-hmm.
So. Yeah, but you see it right there popping up. Like he it's like ultimate karma. I think it's pretty hilarious.
Man, well, it's on him, honestly. And yeah. Corey. Oh, thanks, Corey. That's my that I work with Corey.
Yeah. Amanda, you are a natural at this. There you go. See? Yeah, support.
Corey's great. He's been a big part of where I'm at too.
Yeah. See, you got a support system. It's always good to have a support system and have people
I'm
people
very
in your, yeah. How say have people in your corner fighting for you and doing things like that. Somebody said this channel is healing more than you know. There you go, Terry. Appreciate it. That's what it's mental. That's why it's
yeah,
mental. It's what mental healness. We're healing together.
it's a big deal. Did you see my new handle on TikTok?
What was it?
I started another page, discarded diva.
Oh, I think you tagged me something like that. I get so many tags. I'll be clicking through them like right now. Like if I go into my TikTok right now, I haven't bought it up in like a couple hours. So if I go in here right now, it's just like I don't know. I'll pull up TikTok and it'll just boom, 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 boom. A song will bump off and it's like, oh yeah, 17 tags. I was like,
Yeah,
oh my goodness. And I was like, I gotta go
it's
through them.
crazy.
Yeah,
I know for you, it's got to be.
yeah. I love it though. You mean it's
I
me
know
now.
you do.
Yeah, that's where I'm at right now. That's what I'm doing right now with myself. So I enjoy it. As
You
I
know,
helping more people than ever now.
absolutely, you are, and that's the thing. Like, I've had a lot of people talk to me. Like they'll DM me about you, or because they see my videos that I share, and they'll say, "Well, but he's a narcissist, and I don't want to encourage him or feed
Yeah.
him, give him fuel." My whole thing is, my whole thing is, I tell them like, okay, well, so why not give him fuel if he's doing something good for it? Like I can see like the negative fuel and stuff that narcissists thrive on too. But I'm like, you're doing good things. And I know that you get your fuel that way. I know you do. But that's okay with me. Because you're putting out good energy and you're getting good energy back that makes you feel good. And I don't think that there's anything wrong with that. We all need that.
Yeah.
Everybody needs that.
That's what I would say. Everybody needs some type of fuel. I think people just look at they because
Validation, whatever.
narcissist is so stigmatized. They look like I'm like a robot that needs like I don't want to charge his batteries up because he's a narcissist. You know what I mean? I'm just like, what the hell?
Like
I'm
you're
literally
eating souls.
if that was the case, I mean, like I don't want to charge his batteries up with a supercharger because he's a narcissist. I don't want to support his channel. All right, cool. Do you? You know what I mean? I tell people that all the time. I'm like, look, don't come through here. Then, like, do what you want to do. Like, I'm cool with it. You know what I mean? Because it doesn't really affect me. Like, because I'm, the growth I'm
Right.
experiencing, not just on social media, but just in life in general. Like, I'm growing as a human being overall.
Absolutely.
The next
And
iteration.
being a victim of narcissistic abuse, it does drain you. I just thought somebody like when it does drain you, and the reason is because like that plateau, that huge like pedestal that they put you on in the beginning, and when that devaluation starts, we start trying. Like I went from being the most amazing person in the world to being nobody in his eyes, or with the way he treated me, and so I would give him more and more of myself, and it was never good enough, but he couldn't get enough. And I just remember looking in the mirror one day and not recognizing myself. I looked dried up. I looked like an addict. My eyes were sunk in. I was tired. I was empty. And I mean, and then he was done with me. Like there's nothing left of me for him to take. And then he would leave, file for divorce. The divorce would be really close to being final, and I would be back. I would have found myself and start feeling good again, and then he would hoover me right back in. And this happened so many times, and I'll start right back over. And I don't know what in the world made me think it was going to be different, because I was reading this stuff. I already knew in my heart that this was happening. He was a narcissist, but I would keep reading stuff to try to prove that he wasn't. Looking for a reason to blame myself.
Yep. That's what happens a lot right there. I think a lot of people that happens to a lot of people right there. What you just said, where they start reading stuff about narcissists and they read so much stuff and they look for the one thing that kind of lends to them staying as opposed to leaving.
I never found that thing, but I did. I don't know. So I would start to look at things I was probably doing wrong or that I could do better. So that made me give more of myself, and it broke me down. It was tough.
Yeah, you've come a long way though. Like you
Man,
come a long way, still a long way to go.
Yeah. I mean, it's pretty funny. Like did I send you that link the other morning where I had posted that picture of me looking all serious with that "She is Fearless" t-shirt on.
Oh yeah, somebody commented on it talking junk.
Yeah, this guy and he knows my story.
Boy, you're scaring the girls off. You're scaring the men.
He's just like, why are you so angry? This is what runs men off. And I was like,
yeah,
dude, like, thank you for saying that to me. I remember telling you, like, that seems like a huge bullet I may have just dodged.
Like, oh, it was a huge bullet. Yeah, huge bullet dodge, because people tend to show themselves if you give them opportunity to. And that's why narcissistic people like to move fast, because if you're moving fast, you tend to miss red flags and things like that. But like, if you give them opportunity by taking time to show themselves, show you who they really are, they will. I mean, but you have to give them that opportunity. But some people like to just like move fast, you miss it, and like, I never knew who they were. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. You see the sex addiction thing. So sex with my ex was like, he could, okay, so when I had my surgery, when I had my hysterectomy and everything, and I wasn't supposed to do anything for 6 months, he could not stand the idea of that. He had his mother talk to me about it, and his mother tell me to other ways to take care of him.
His mother?
Yes, his mother. Yeah. So when I tell you that I was dealing with some crazy on that end, that woman, it's like, well, that's not the only way you can take care of him. I was like, well, I'm not doing this with you right now. And she's like, well, no, just hear me out. I'm like, why don't you just come on home with me? You can show me. Yeah, I was livid. And anyway, so it actually got to the point like he would get angry with me because I could not. I literally had just had my cervix reconstructed.
Yeah.
So he, when I was healed and when, I had started sort of warming up to him in that way again, he never wanted it anymore. He never wanted it anymore. He only wanted to have sex with me when I wasn't into it, or when I couldn't do it, or like that was the only time he wanted to have sex with me. Sex was not, I mean, he would have sex with Craigslist, back page girls. And I don't know. It was weird. Like, I just remember I remember specifically one night him looking me in my eyes when I was trying to make things a little extra. He just he grabbed my shoulders and he goes, it doesn't have to be such a big production. Like, I'm just trying to kiss you, dude. That'll never leave me.
Mm-hmm.
It was a production because it wasn't him just, getting his rocks off and going to sleep.
Yeah. Does that be such a production? But you said it sounded like, hey, why don't you come home and show me Chris Cassidy? What's up, lady?
Right.
Yeah, so man, I do have to hop off here and put my wife.
No, that's totally fine. Thanks for doing this. I appreciate it. I think I'm gonna be okay tomorrow.
Yeah, you're gonna do great tomorrow. Just take your time, be you, be authentic, and just be you. Just enjoy it. Like, I mean, maybe not necessarily enjoy it, but tell your story. It's your story. You can't mess up your own story. You know what I mean? That's all you're doing. You're telling your story.
I appreciate you so much, Lee.
Yeah,
he was a weirdo.
So what?
They said it sounds like he was a weirdo. I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, I had to put that on the screen. I was just like, yeah.
Thanks, you guys. I appreciate y'all watching. Thank you, Lee, for doing this. I appreciate you.
No problem. So yeah. So when Amanda gets her YouTube channel started, we will do this again, and y'all can go follow her YouTube channel so y'all can check her out and things like that.
All right, perfect.
Anyways, y'all, thank y'all for tuning in. Amanda, peace. Thank y'all so much.
Bye, y'all.